Hello guys, welcome back to Callyalater Podcast, episode number 48. My name is John.
And I'm Kelly. Hi guys!
Hello.
Welcome back to our podcast.
How's it going? It looks a little different around here.
Yeah, I kind of rearranged my room a little bit, so we spent the last 20 minutes setting up.
It looks good though, I think.
Be sure to give our video, if you're watching on YouTube, a
big
thumbs up if you like the setup. But anyways, this week we are talking all about how to find your passion.
It's a big one.
And we're going to be sharing next week another part of the series.
Yeah, it's like a two-parter.
Yeah.
It's how to find your passion and then how to get inspired. So this week's how to find your passion.
Yeah. And I feel like, as a little sneak peek for next week, changing up your setup or what you're doing or where you are is a great way to stay inspired.
Exactly. I think we both really like this new setup, and it's a nice change.
Yeah.
It's a nice refresher.
So thanks for checking out our podcast, whether you're listening on podcast platforms or YouTube.
Hi.
I can't believe this is our 49th episode. 48th
I know.
episode.
We're getting old.
Yeah.
We're almost at a year.
Oh my goodness. So
I think we've officially passed the year date of the first podcast episode being uploaded.
I believe it because
I'm
we started
pretty sure.
right as quarantine started.
Oh, we're close. March 12th, 2020 is going to be the official day.
That's this week.
So,
isn't it?
yeah, it's this week. It's upcoming soon. So, we're almost there.
That's so crazy. Yeah. So, I'm seriously so excited for this episode.
Me too.
All about our passions. So, we're going to be talking about what our definition of passion is. What is it? What our passions are and how we found them. Also, tips to find your passion and what to do if you lost your sense of passion. So, it's going to be like a filled episode.
It's going to be passion, and more passion.
It's going to have a lot of stuff in it. So, do you want to start us off with what your definition of passion is?
Yeah. So, to me, it's a hobby that initially began as something you did in your free time that kind of became a bigger part in your life, and you either can still do it for fun or you can do it as your career. And it's like a major part of your life that you do on a regular basis.
Okay, I like that. I said it's something you're excited about doing and you want to spend time doing it.
Ooh.
So it's something that you look forward to doing.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention as a disclaimer, it's okay not to know what your passion is.
Yeah, it takes time to find it.
And also it's that thing you're going to have many passions in your life that you're going to always kind of find new things and you might not have one at the moment.
You're completely right.
All right. So do you want to go back and forth with what our passions are? And
you want to start us out?
Awesome. Yeah, sure. I'm cool with that. I don't want caffeine today. Yes, I would.
Would you do the honor of presenting your passions to us?
Awesome.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah, so I said my first passion is fashion. And
You
I
got a
always
passion
love
for fashion.
saying I have a passion for fashion. So I'm writing this magazine that's my project for our capstone. And our professor, one of them is this guy, and he had to read my thing, and it said passion for fashion. And just hearing this older man say, I have a passion for fashion, was the highlight of my college career. But anyways, I have a passion for fashion. I love looking at fashion. I love making clothes. I love shopping for clothes. I love mixing outfits and all this stuff. And it's one of those things how I found it was it was just one of those things I started shopping and then it was wow, I really like this. I really like getting dressed up every day. I like mixing prints and all this stuff. And it was that weird thing that I didn't know it was going to become a passion until I was too far in to say it wasn't a passion. It just kind of happened. And it wasn't I tried to make it happen. It was just that thing that I found myself spending a lot of time with, and it turned into something.
It just became your passion. And that's how a lot of things happen, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of things, it just kind of becomes your passion. You're oh, crap, I have a passion. You don't even know what's happening. And I think those are the best types.
And sometimes it was a lot of people would be wow, you're really passionate about fashion. And it'd be no, I just like to get dressed every day. And then it was kind of wait a minute, I guess I do.
It's kind of the first step to having, or solving a problem is admitting you have the problem.
So a lot of times too, I feel if you're starting your passion, other people might notice before you.
That's fair.
Which sounds really weird, but it's
because you
kind
get
of
so thrown in deep to it that you're just ooh.
Okay, what's one of yours?
I'm cheesy and romantic, our relationship.
I feel bad that wasn't my first one.
I don't know. I try and be cute and do cute things. And
you do?
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that kind of evolved into a passion.
Okay, yeah.
I enjoy putting a smile on your face when I can.
Likewise. I did add our relationship to here. It just took me a while.
Okay.
I guess when we were brainstorming, I was oh yeah, I gotta add that.
Nice. I like it. What's your next one?
Yeah, I said YouTube. So as you guys might know, I have my own YouTube channel, and that kind of goes off of my passion for fashion.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say that as much as I
Passion
can
for
this
fashion.
episode.
Please do.
But it was like that thing that when I had the start of my love for fashion, it was like, why don't I turn this into a channel and make it another platform or like another style of art? So like YouTube, you have to do filming, video editing, graphic design, but also like the social marketing of it.
You have so many things under the one bridge of YouTube.
Exactly. That it was kind of like I got to use all my skills and showcase my passion in my own other separate passion. But it was really cool. And so I started that when I graduated high school and have been doing it ever since.
Your YouTube game's killing it.
Yeah, it's really fun. It like John said, it's like that thing, like you can have a passion that turns into something more.
Exactly. It's something that can go from something so small in your life to such a big, you know, like
where
half
it's
your
honestly
life.
like a career now.
It is your life.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said video games. I'm a nerd. I have been for probably 15 years now. I've been playing.
Guy.
Yeah, ever since I was a little wee one, I've been playing video games, and I've even gotten her into Sims from time to time. I try to get her to play as much as I can. But I built my first gaming PC back in 2014, 7 years now, and I haven't stopped since. So I drag you to Micro Center more than I should.
And we go to a lot of like computer stores and gaming stores.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun though.
Oh yeah.
It's fun to see you get into it. Like it's fun watching you because you're so excited about it. You know what I mean?
I think I feel the same when we go out and like shop for clothes.
Yeah,
same
it's
thing
like
with
just like you're like you light up.
you get in the zone and you just dial in.
Yeah. So what like made you get like passionate about it, you think?
So my dad had a GameCube when I was like 4 or 5, and I was never allowed to play it for the longest time, and he finally let me get into it. I think from there it just kind of went. Like I played my first game and I loved it and got addicted to it, and then I found my style of games that I like to play, and it just hasn't stopped since. It's been like my stress release is playing video games. So I think that's the biggest reason I do it is stress release.
My brothers had a GameCube and they wouldn't let me play it when I was little. They were worried I'd scratch the little CDs in it.
GameCube was like one of the best consoles ever. We'll have to get a GameCube and play together sometime.
Okay, I'm more of like the vintage like Nintendo.
Oh,
games.
GameCube's vintage Nintendo.
Well, it's not that vintage.
Oh, come on, yes it is. Does that make me sound like...
Yeah.
Did that just age myself?
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
Oh dear.
My next passion, and this one's like a newer one, is sewing. So over the summer I made John go on a hunt with me to find a sewing machine.
Every craft store within like a 20-mile radius and finally found one.
And it was probably not the best time to find a sewing machine with the pandemic and everyone making their own homemade masks.
Yeah.
Like it was like the biggest part of that going on when I was like, you know, I want to start sewing my own clothes. But it's been really fun. I'm self-taught and it's just like one of those things that I like to do. It's kind of like my stress reliever.
Your sewing game is...
I'm getting better at it. Like I was sewing today and I was like, oh my gosh, like I can actually do like a straight line and stuff. So it's like exciting. You've gotten so much better. You've gotten so much quicker. I mean, you're like, I watched you sew a mask.
Yeah. Probably 2 or 3 weeks ago now.
It was a while
like
ago.
I watched you sew 3 masks and you had them done in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god.
But it's that thing, like, the more you practice it, the better you get. So I definitely have started enjoying sewing a lot.
Nice. My next one, and this is one that I'm kind of getting into, so I thought it was a good example. It's like a starter, is designing websites.
Okay,
I've kind of do it, like my capstone project, Kelly's is a fashion magazine, mine's a website. And I've really gotten into the coding side of it, and it's something that I'm trying to learn and could make a really good career out of someday.
I think so.
So I think it's kind of a twofold as to why I'm doing it. I really enjoy creating and making it, but I also enjoy potentially being able to make money off of it someday. Yeah. So it's a new one for me, but I like it.
I definitely think you're very passionate about it because you spend a lot of your free time
working on
it. So I think that's cool.
What's your next one?
My next one is something we have in common, and it's fitness.
That's my last one.
So, I have a lot of them. So I started my fitness journey probably like 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
Like really got into it. And it's that thing that's always been like a steady in my life. Like granted, there's times where I go like, I'll work out a lot more than I usually do, or like work harder and go through little phases and everything, but it's that thing that it's like that great stress reliever. I like how it makes me feel, but it's also like I never like stop doing it.
Yeah.
It's always I'm so excited to do it.
You've been really consistent with it, and you stay consistent with it, and that's a really good thing.
But I think it's just like part of my life now that it's like I can't get rid of it, that I love it.
No, you're completely right. And that's the same thing with me. Like I said, fitness as well for my last one. It's such a huge part of both of our lives. I mean, we do it together. Yeah. We work out, 3 to 5 times a week together. Definitely. So, I mean, and I've gotten you into strength training.
So, I guess that, like, kind of segues nice because my next one was our relationship. So, it's like, we do a lot of things together, but it's also, like, that thing that, like, I feel like it's part of my life. You know, it's like weird to like talk about it, but it's something.
It really is though. It's like a relationship becomes such a big part of your life once you really get into it. Like dating is a whole different ballgame than relationship.
So I put that on there. I also put my family, like family time and stuff, and then just like other creative things and like business I find very interesting and I'm passionate about.
I like that.
Because I'm always like that. Like
you're very entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah. Like I want to do it all myself.
I mean, look at the sewing machine venture. Like you went crazy on that.
Making money off of it too.
I feel bad. I only have like 4 passions. I feel so basic now.
But it's that thing. It's okay to not to know all your passions.
You're right.
You know?
You're right.
Okay, so let's go on to tips to find a passion.
Ooh.
You want to start?
Sure. You gotta experiment. Try every single thing in the world. It can be the weirdest, randomest thing. But you have to experiment and try because you'll never know what you like until you don't try it.
That's true.
You know, I didn't know I didn't like onions until I tried onions. I still don't like onions.
Yeah, onions are a rough one.
But nevertheless, it's the same principle everywhere. You have to, if you never know if you'll like it till you try it. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That was my first one too. I said you have to explore new things and figure out what you don't like to realize what you do like.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just try.
Exactly.
Like if there's one thing you get out of this episode, stick to it. Try.
Yeah.
I said it's okay to have a passion that doesn't bring in money. Some people are so like money focused, and it's nice to make money, but you got to have hobbies that you just enjoy in your free time for fun. So keep open-minded when you're doing it.
Yeah, I think going off of that, I think it's really important. Like, you don't have to make money with your passions. No. And more than likely, if you're trying to make money with your passions, you might lose the passion for it.
Yeah.
Like, there's been times in my life where I solely relied on my YouTube, like, income. And it makes me, like, less excited to make YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Like, it's that thing, like, then it just becomes work. So you want to make sure that you have a nice balance.
Definitely. That's a good word. I like that. Balance.
So I think that's really important that you brought that up. I said the next one is don't give up just because it's hard at first. So a lot of times when you're trying to start a new hobby, it's going to be challenging, but it goes back to if it was easy, everyone would do it. So I would say give it like at least a month or so to see if you like it. Kind of like when you first learn how to play a certain sport. You don't know it on the first practice. No. It takes you like a month to pick it up before you have your first game.
I'm trying to get into soccer, and like Kelly and I have been going to the gym and playing on the soccer field. They have, and you're just like 10 times above me, and I'm just like,
but every time you get so much better.
Exactly. Like it's there's progression behind it that you have to stick to and look for the progress you're making. And
it's kind of hard too if you don't have one of those hobbies that are very like visual.
Yeah.
Where like if you're doing something like if you're gonna say you're painting, it's very visual. You can see your progression over time versus if you're learning like a new instrument and you're not recording it, you can't really tell how much better you're getting unless you record your first like playing session.
You gotta keep track of your progress.
So I guess that would be important to track your progress.
I said watch what other people do and see like what their hobby is, and then like try. I guess the way I'm trying to get out of this is find a mentor, find like a role model in life, and see what they do and try their hobbies.
Oh my gosh, that's a big one.
Like I'm like for example, like with you, like you've taught me so much about fitness since you're a certified PT. I mean, you have taught me way more about fitness than I ever knew before we started dating. So like you got to find someone that you can follow behind and learn hobbies from.
No, it's so true. Like I watch other YouTubers videos and I'll be like, I really like how they edited that, and then I'll like try to pay close attention, like how they do that.
Yeah.
But you know, like it's like that thing, like you can do it, and like you teach me how to do web design and stuff.
It's a little tips and tricks right there.
Definitely. So I also said, listen and watch people who inspire you. So this is kind of like a different twist on it, what I was thinking versus what you were thinking, even though they sound the same. So like I'll watch, say, my favorite YouTuber, and I know how, like I can see how happy she is, say, working out. And I'm like, I want to be that happy. Maybe if I start working out, I'll be that happy.
I like that.
So it kind of like encourages me to try new things, to get passionate about new stuff.
See how they react to it and follow off of that.
Yeah, so that was like my twist on it.
I like that. That's a good one. I said look at what interests you and dive deeper into that. So if you have something that you've like tried in the past and you're like, oh, that was fun, but you never really got into it, revisit those old hobbies and you might find a new passion.
I like that one a lot. My next one is it's okay to be nervous or not good at it. Yeah. So, again, if it was easy, everyone would do it. But the thing is if you quit right away just because you're not good at it, you're never going to get good at it.
Yeah.
So, it's like that really hard thing. Like, you have to, like, keep swimming through it to
push.
Get to, the relaxing part.
Exactly.
You know?
You got to keep pushing until you get to that point of comfort.
Yeah.
Definitely. That was my last one, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So then I had two more. So my other one was to avoid burnout.
Ooh, yeah.
So again,
burnouts. Whew.
Like I mentioned, it's not going to be easy at first, and you're going to have to keep pushing, but you have to make sure you find that right balance, that you're not constantly doing it so much that you get burned out on it. So maybe be like, I'm only going to do it for an hour each day.
That's a good idea.
I'm only going to do it for 2 hours, or I'm only going to do it every other day. Whatever it is, just so you don't get sick of it.
I like that.
And then my last one is to make it fun.
Always. So you have to keep the fun in it. Because if it's not fun, it's not a passion.
Kind of like if you're just doing it for money, more than likely it's not going to be as enjoyable.
Definitely.
Or if you're only doing it to fit in with people or something, it's not going to be as enjoyable because it's not something you personally want.
You're really right. That's a huge one. Keep it fun.
Yeah. So moving on to what to do when you lost your sense of passion.
This one sucks. Like, have you ever had that before where you just kind of lose the motivation to try new things and do things? Yeah.
So I started off by saying some things just aren't meant to last forever. It's
Accurate.
a harsh reality of it, but sometimes it's just like you had your run of it and it's over, you know, and sometimes you just can't stretch it out.
Yeah. Nothing good can last forever, you know?
Yeah.
Or not, what's the quote?
I think it's something like that.
Yeah, it's something like that where, nothing lasts forever.
And that sounds really negative because some things do. Some things are meant to be and everything. But sometimes, like, if you just feel like you lost a sense of passion and you gave it all you had, and this is talking, like, not the first week. We're not saying that. But, like, if you keep doing it and you just don't feel like you're, like, excited about it anymore, stop.
Move on. Let it go.
Move on. Some things just weren't meant to be. But it also, you can revisit it, take a break.
No, absolutely.
So it's kind of like that two-edged sword. Like, depends how you take it.
Sometimes you just have to take 2 weeks off and then come back and you'll have a whole fresh new mindset. This one kind of plays off my last one. Try old things that you used to like years ago. And this could be like decades ago or it could be like 1 year ago. Because you might revitalize your feelings for them and find an old passion and spark that fire again.
And again, it's like that thing, like, even if some things don't last forever, they come back.
What goes around comes around.
Exactly. Like, sometimes it's just like the waves not in tide, So my next one was to find a new passion. So we kind of talked about how to find new passions, but if you feel like you're losing sense of your current passion, try something new. Yeah. Switch it up. You can always come back.
You always can come back. That's the way you got to look at it. You can always go back to the old. Realize it's okay to not have a passion. Like, we all go through times where things just plain out don't interest us. Like, spend some time watching Netflix. Yeah. Like, it's okay to not have something that you're, like, doing and creating all the time. Everyone needs relax and rest breaks.
It's okay to do nothing
sometimes.
It's
okay to do nothing sometimes.
It's so true.
It really is.
My next one is similar. It says, like, give it a break and see when you come back if you're still passionate about it. Take 2 weeks off. Take a month off. Do nothing. See if something else excites you or if you, like, I really miss it,
Because sometimes, you won't know if you love something, let it go. If it comes back to you, it was truly yours.
Exactly.
So I think that's such a good point. Yeah. Like, that's such a good idea.
I totally agree.
Ask other people what their passions are. Like, try and, again, it goes back to that model off other people thing. Ask other people what they do in their free time, and see, like, ask them, like, say, let's say you don't go to the gym and you need a new passion and someone goes to the gym. Ask if you can go to the gym with them and try it out. See if you like it. Because you never know. You might love it.
Or kind of like when you're asking someone to hang out, like, let's do something you want to do.
Exactly.
And kind of try something new.
It just gives you that taste of something new.
Yeah. My next one is to be thankful where it led you until you lost it. So say, like, for me, say, like, I lost YouTube. I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah.
I'm giving up on it. I don't want to do it anymore for whatever reason. I just want to be thankful for everything that it's brought me in the time that I did do it.
Oh, I like that.
It's very weird, but it's kind of like, it's over, but I'm grateful and thankful for everything it brought me.
Ooh, I really like that.
And then playing off of that, I said be grateful for what you learned from it. So even though it might be over, I learned how to do this because of it.
Oh, I really
like that. And
it's
really weird. It's kind of like that positive mentality on it, but it's kind of like instead of it's over, it brought me to this point in my life.
I really like that.
So I don't know.
You gotta look back and be appreciative for it. Yeah. Try one new thing every day.
I like that.
It's just like a kind of like I made it my last one, so it hopefully kind of sticks in your head. Just try one new thing every day, whether it be a new food or a new activity, a new hobby, watching a new show.
One of my favorite things to do when you're wanting to try something new every day, and especially like in a pandemic because there's not much to do, And this is going to sound really nerdy, but to learn a new word every day.
Ooh.
It's so easy to do.
Don't they have like a desktop app for that? Like gives you a dictionary and gives you one word every day?
And it's really like fun because then you can kind of integrate it into your vocabulary.
Ooh, make it part of your daily routine. I like that.
All right, so now on to your favorite part. My favorite part too.
The learning experience. Heck yeah. You want to go first?
Okay.
Ladies first.
So I said it comes in waves, and I hate to say it, but I've noticed lately I've felt it with my blog.
Ooh, okay.
So I've been so busy in like with the last semester of school, with working and everything, I haven't had like the time or the spark underneath me to make my blog post every week. And when I started my blog, I was so passionate about it. I was uploading twice a week. I like did the whole website and was just like, I would tell anyone about it. I'm like, yeah, I'm a blogger
your blog
too,
was
you know?
killer.
And I love it. It's not something like I'm excited to pick it back up.
Yeah.
But it's that thing right now. I'm just in that wave where I'm like, I'm not there. But I feel like once
there's a way of
school's
coming
over,
back
I'll
up.
come back.
Exactly.
But that's like my learning experience. So it's all fixable. It's just like I don't have that spark underneath me right now to do it.
Sometimes you just go through those lower phases and you'll come back up eventually.
But so that's like a personal connection I had to this episode.
So I said that we all lose our passions. They come and go, and that's okay. Like I personally, when I was thinking about this, I used to write all the time. Like I was a huge writer. I'd write every day, especially back in school, like high school times. And I don't do it anymore at all. Yeah. Like I just don't write in the slightest, and I've accepted it. And again, like you said, you got to be thankful for what you've been taught. And I think that's one of the things I'm most thankful for was the fact that I got to experience that time, but I don't do it anymore. Yeah,
and it's kind of like you're okay with it.
Exactly.
You're like, I landed here because I did do it, but I'm okay without it. And so it's interesting. Everyone has their own like takes on it.
Exactly.
I'm thinking there's this book, if you guys are really curious about like finding your passion and everything, it's called Big Magic. I read it. I talk to you about it all the time.
Yeah.
Basically, she has this theory that ideas are like little molecules floating around you and they'll come to you and you'll think of it.
Yeah.
And then if you don't take action on it, they'll go to someone else. But then if it's meant to be yours, it'll come back to you.
I might have to read the book now.
It's really, really interesting. And ever since I started talking about passions with people after reading that book, I'm like, ooh. Like it just like corresponds so well.
It sounds like such a cool book. I think is it on your bookshelf right now?
Yeah, it's right on my bookshelf.
Okay, I'll have
but
to
it's
read
like a really cool theory, but there's so many different ways to look into like what your passion is. So I'm excited to talk about how to stay inspired with our passions next week.
It's going to be a fun episode.
So
I'm excited for it.
Come back, check us out Monday morning,
6
6
a.m.
So thank you so much for listening.
Thank you guys.
Make sure to check out our socials. We have Instagram,
Callyalater Podcast,
and Twitter,
Callyalater Pod,
and YouTube,
and hashtag Tweet You Later.
Yes. So be sure to check them all out. We really, really appreciate it. If you guys have any episodes that you want to see or topics
throw
you want
to
comments, tweet us, DM us, whatever it is, we do respond.
And leave us a review.
Yeah, we really like reviews.
We love reviews.
But we'll see you guys next week.
Call you later.
Bye.